Are you stuck in a job that just doesn't feel right? It just doesn't feel like it aligns with who you truly are. Well, your Enneagram type comes with certain motivations, even like strengths and weaknesses. And when we understand these, we might be able to leverage them to figure out what career path would fit us best, at least get into the ballpark. Now, it doesn't tell us everything, and you may be struggling right now wondering, what career path am I supposed to choose? Like, how is it everybody knows what they want to do with their life, and I'm sitting here not sure what career path I should choose? Well, we're going to talk about how your Enneagram type affects maybe how you might show up in your career and what you might choose as a career, and hopefully combine that information in order to be able to pick a job that truly aligns with your motivations, your core values, and your strengths to have the best life possible. Welcome back to my channel, guys. My name is Tom, and today we're going to be talking about how your Enneagram type comes with unique motivations, strengths, challenges, fears, and by understanding these, we might be able to align our career path with our personality traits in order to have a fulfilling, meaningful career, meaningful impact in this world. So whether you're a type 1 perfectionist looking to make things excellent and improve everything, or whether you're a type 7 enthusiast looking for excitement in your life, there's a career path that might resonate with your inner self. So let's break these down. We'll start with type 1 and we'll go all the way through type 9. All right, let's start with type 1s, the perfectionist, the reformer. And type 1s are often motivated by a desire to improve their world and make things better. And I'm going to list a few strengths that come from Clifton Strength Finders that I think would apply to type 1s and probably align with many type 1s to help you think about what you bring to the table. So let's look at this list together. Discipline. Type 1s tend to be disciplined people who are highly organized and efficient in their work. They tend to have a strong sense of responsibility, and responsibility is when you take ownership for your tasks and follow through on your commitments. Not everybody does that well, and type 1s tend to be people who are disciplined, responsible, and people who have a lot of focus. Focus is the ability to stay on track to achieve goals without getting sidetracked, or like me, getting distracted. I can focus at times, but sometimes the focus is difficult to maintain. Next on the list for type 1s is the achiever. Constantly sets and achieves high standards. I mean, just that term perfectionist kind of indicates this person is going to be an achiever or at least have high standards. Now, that can sometimes leave them to procrastinate or to maybe have a hard time getting started because if they can't get it perfect, then maybe they get discouraged. And the fifth strength that I put on this list for type 1s is belief. That is not just that you have strong, that you believe everything's going to work out, but you have strong core beliefs that you're guided by your values or your principles. So in short, let's say it like this. Type 1s are motivated by a desire to improve the world around them, to bring order and justice. And so think about like careers in law enforcement, quality control, accounting, ministry. These often resonate with their need for precision and fairness. They thrive in environments where they can make things better, hold others accountable, and ensure that the standards are met, whether that's their standards or company standards or policy standards. So let's say it like this. Look for careers that allow you to advocate for what's right and hold and uphold your high standards. And I think you're going to find a job that feels comfortable for you and feels like a good fit. Let's move on to type 2. Giver, the helper, the befriender, the connector. And when I think about type 2s, I mean, think of people who show up to offer assistance or to provide assistance to others. So the first things that come to my mind is the nurse, the receptionist, the teacher, the preschool teacher, the counselor, the social worker, surrounded by other people and helping and offering assistance to other people. When I think about the Clifton gift and strengths for the type 2. Here's 5 that might rise to the top. Number 1, empathy. Empathy is easily senses and responds to the emotions of others. And so you care about people. You naturally care about other people and can sort of tap in to what's going on in the heart and mind of other people. Next is developer. Developer is this desire and ability to come alongside of people and see the potential in them and enjoy helping them grow. So it's not about me, it's about helping other people and developing other people to reach their full potential. Also, I think harmony might be a high value for type 2s, seeking consensus in the group and avoiding conflict. Connectedness. Connectedness believes that all people and things are interconnected and that we should listen to each other, value each other, and realize that our actions have an effect on other people. And then finally, positivity. Bringing enthusiasm and a positive attitude into relationships, bringing a warmth, bringing a sense of kindness and encouragement wherever they go when they're doing well. Type 2s are driven by a need to care for others and be of service. So all of those service industry positions, careers in nursing, counseling, social work allow them to fulfill these deep-seated desires, these deep core motivations to make a positive impact in the lives of others. Like, I'm here to bring encouragement and help into the life of other people. And so you want to find a career path that will leverage that so that you can do that in a way that not only benefits others, but also can pay your bills. So they thrive in roles where they can build relationships and support others in need. So seek out roles where you can be a source of comfort and guidance to others. All right, let's move on to type 3. Okay, type 3s, the achievers, the performers. When I think about type 3s, I think about often like leadership roles, maybe sales, but like CEOs and entrepreneurs, consultants. Consultant would be probably a big area to consider. So here's the 5 strengths from Strength Finders that I think match with a lot of 3 vibes or 3 energy. Number 1 is achiever. Achiever is somebody who is driven by a constant need to achieve. And think about the title for a 3 is achiever. So that one's kind of a no-brainer. Next is competition. Think about competition is I thrive on comparison with others, and then I seek to improve and become the best. The alternate to competition would be like collaboration. And so 3s tend to be very competitive and driven to perform and driven to be their best. Also, focus, laser focus on their goals and objectives, and that ability to maintain attention on a goal until it's been accomplished or overcome. I think another strength might be the maximizer. And this is a person who seeks to transform something strong or something good into something superb or something excellent, to take what is and make it even better. So from good to great. And then finally, significance, a desire to be recognized and seen as someone who is important. And when you take those strengths and you think about being a type 3, how could you leverage those strengths in order to find a career or a career path where those things are admired and honored? So type 3s are all about success, achievement, and recognition. This can sometimes get them into trouble, but when it comes to work environments, 3s, you got to be careful because you might over focus on work and sometimes not pay attention to other things that are important in your life, like your family or your spiritual health. And so they tend to be natural leaders who excel in roles like marketing executives. Marketing is that is image management, and that is what 3s are wired to do. So marketing director, entrepreneurs, consultants, helping inspire, coaching other people to success. These careers allow them to set and achieve ambitious goals that push and move forward and receive the recognition that they like through their accomplishments. So pursue careers that allow you to achieve and to be recognized for your success. Because at the end of the day, admiration is important to you, and you want to find a career path where you have goals, where you can have specific goals, and those are honored and appreciated, and you receive the admiration that feels so fantastic. Let's move on to type 4s. All right, we're going to talk about career paths for type 4s, the individualist, the creative. And when you think about being creative, that kind of already starts to move you in certain career directions. You know, 4s are often stereotypically, I get it, thought of as like artists and writers and designers. And, you know, so think about like being in a job where you have a lot of opportunity to be creative, to write scripts, or surrounded by a lot of creative tools, maybe in editing or in writing. And so when I think about the strengths that might align with type 4s, that might be more natural for type 4s, I think about things like, number one, input. Input is, I love information. I curate and collect information. I love learning things. I love ideas. I love deep, meaningful discussions and even artifacts and things from the past. But I love to be gathering information. Number two, adaptability. I go with the flow and I'm open to new experiences. I probably am an INFP if I'm a 4 or something around like that. And so I tend to be open to trying things in a different way or thinking outside the box, and that could be thought of as being adaptable. Next is ideation or ideas. I love to think creatively. I love to brainstorm new ideas. Again, thinking outside the box and being creative. Next is connectedness, seeing the connectedness of all things and the purpose of all things and how one person's actions affects another. And then last is intellection. Intellection is enjoying deep thinking and introspection. And 4s are often, especially 4-wing 5s, are often known to be deep thinkers and very introspective. So what kind of careers might align with that? Well, like I said, artists, writers, designers, teachers, curators, those kinds of things. Type 4s are driven by a desire for authenticity and self-expression. They often find fulfillment in creative careers, and these roles allow the 4 to express your unique perspective and contribute something deeply meaningful to the world, to bring benefit to others or to challenge others or to inspire others. So you want to think about exploring careers that allow you to express your individuality and your creativity. All right, let's move on to type 5, the investigator, the problem solver, the iconoclast. Let's think about type 5s as people that tend to do well in research, in problem solving, technical work, challenging other people's belief systems. I often think of like the whole IT area of work in computers, IT specialists, and even like academics, like professors, teachers, that kind of thing. When I think about the strengths from StrengthsFinder, here's the ones that come to the top in my mind. Intellection, which we mentioned in type 4s, engages in intellectual discussions and deep thinking. So loving to talk about, you know, what's going on in philosophy and in sociology and understanding these deep things, these heady, deep things. Learner is another thing that would come to the top. Learner constantly seeking to acquire new information, new knowledge. It can be said of 5s that they're always learning, but sometimes are unteachable. And as a 5, you know what I'm talking about. You love to gather information. You love to understand things just for the sake of understanding them. Applying what you're understanding can sometimes be a challenge, but we all need to work on that. Input. Gathering information, gathering resources, curating ideas, taking in new information. That's another, I think, a strength that 5s would often score high in. And then number 4 is analytical. Enjoys breaking down complex ideas and solving problems. So analyzing, looking for errors, looking for theoretical flaws or inconsistencies, pointing those out, which can be so frustrating in a marriage, but can be fantastic if you are somebody who's responsible for quality control, for example. So breaking down complex ideas and solving problems. Think that's what professors are supposed to do. That's the whole job of a teacher or a professor, is to take something complex and make it understandable and make it relatable, and so people can absorb the information, digest it. And number 5, being deliberative. Deliberative is, I think, something that 5s might do a little more naturally than some other types, for example. And by deliberative, I mean carefully considering options before making decisions. In fact, 5s might do a little too much of this, considering all the options, gathering all the information, and having a hard time sometimes actually, coming to that decision point or that conclusion point. So type 5s are thinkers who crave knowledge and understanding. They often are very deep people who care about the deep, meaningful things in life. They excel in careers that allow them to dive deep or delve deep into a subject matter, scientific research, IT, academia, theology, philosophy, these kinds of things. They thrive in environments where they can explore ideas and work independently, where they've got some freedom, they've got some boundaries, and people respect those boundaries, but they can dive deep into these things and even get lost in their information at times. So look for careers that you can immerse yourself into your research and problem solving. Think like lawyers, that kind of thing. All right, let's move on to type 6. The loyalist, the skeptic, the babysitter, the concerned citizen. Visualize type 6s in roles like project management, HR specialist, and maybe like safety officers, security, that kind of thing. Logistics, looking at everything that could happen, looking at everything and projecting what possibilities, and then making sure we stay ahead of those things in order to protect ourselves as an organization or a company. I think the strengths that might rise to the top when you think about strength finders is number 1, belief. That is, people who are deeply committed to their personal values and principles. So, 6s tend to be those people that join the organization and they believe that the organization is going to protect us and keep us safe. And so they look for, sometimes they look for structure and stability that can ensure safety and strength and community. So belief and personal beliefs probably pretty high for type 6s. Next would be consistency. Treating everyone the same and striving for fairness. Not liking it when people can skirt around the rules or break the rules. They want a place where there's egalitarianism and equality and people are treated fair. Next is responsibility. 6s tend to be people who show a lot of concern. They tend to be people with a strong sense of duty to others, a strong sense of duty to the community. Next is arranger. Arrangers are people who organize resources and people to reach maximum productivity and fairness. And so I think about 6s being people who like to arrange things. They like to solve the puzzle and solve the problems and make sure that we're prepared and ready for whatever challenges we might face organizationally as well. And then finally, harmony. 6s tend to work for harmony. They like it when things feel harmonious, and they seek peace and work to resolve conflicts. They don't like it when something's coming. We need to know about it. We need to prepare for it. We need to solve this. We need to work through it. We need to collaborate. Okay, so type 6s are motivated by security and loyalty. They do well in careers where they can create stability, where they can maintain stability, where there feels like there is stability, that is solid ground to stand on and live on. So project management, HR, safety management, these roles allow them to be dependable. I think they'd be great nurses. They like places where there's a dependable and everything's running smoothly. And then they feel like, maybe things are going to be okay. So seek careers that offer that stability or where you can work to provide that stability and allow you to support others and protect others and defend others and be there to fight for others. Scrappy little 6s. This is you. All right, let's talk about type sevens, the enthusiast, the explorer. When I think about sevens, think about dreaming, planning, brainstorming, ideation, a lot of creative ideas. Sometimes some of them are a little bit out there, but whatever. When I think about sevens, think about dynamic roles like event planning or travel blogging or sales would be great for a lot of sevens. Number one for strengths for a seven, I think let's talk about positivity. Positivity is, bringing this energy, optimism, and excitement into every situation. Now, sevens can sometimes get discouraged and depressed, but they love to be positive and they love environments where people remain positive. So the negativity of the workplace could definitely drain them and they may want to quit if they are surrounded by too much negativity. But at their best, sevens tend to be very positive oriented people. Next, adaptability. Sevens embrace change and they tend to want to live in the moment or lose themselves in the moment as they think about the future. So being adaptable and being able to pivot and being able to shift and being able to synthesize ideas, all strengths of most sevens. One of the strengths in Strength Finders that I think really fits sevens is this weird little word called woo. And woo tends to be the ability to win other people over or to charm and disarm people, the ability to meet people well and winning them over, and just the enjoyment of meeting new people. And there's other types I think that probably do well at this, especially type twos, for example. But I think, and maybe even some sixes, but I think by and large, sevens tend to do well at meeting people. And now they may forget their names afterwards, but we do tend to meet people. Next is communication. Sevens tend to excel at expressing ideas and keeping other people engaged. We don't like boredom, and so we don't want to bore other people. And we tend to do a good job at telling stories and giving information in a way that people, can stay engaged with. And then last is ideation, and that is generating new ideas, brainstorming new ideas. Now, sometimes sevens can have a hard time in breaking those ideas down into actionable steps. Because that can feel constricting. Sometimes they can have a hard time, translating those ideas into necessary steps or action. But when you need to generate ideas, when you just want a lot of ideas, sevens tend to be great at brainstorming new ideas. So type sevens are all about adventure, excitement, variety. They thrive in careers that allow them to have new experiences. So think event planning, travel blogging, sales, meeting people. And, sevens, they tend to share our gluttony. We think, this is a really great camper. You need to buy one of these too so that you can have all of these opportunities as well. And so we tend to share our gluttony, which is often thought of as sales, right? So these roles allow them to stay energized, continually meeting new people, exploring new places, new locations, new ideas. So find careers that can help you keep energized and allow for that creativity and spontaneity that you're known for as a type 7. Also, I think ministry tends to be an area where sevens. Let's move on. All right, type 8's the challenger, the boss, literally is called the boss. So what jobs do you think, are going to fit well with somebody called the boss? How about the boss? Or even like entrepreneurs. I think 8s tend to be great entrepreneurs because they don't like having a boss. They love to be the boss, but they themselves often don't like to have a boss. And so they end up, as the CEO or the leadership roles or an activist or sometimes an entrepreneur so that they can set their own hours, set their own agendas, and don't have to be controlled by somebody else. All right, so what strengths rise to the top? Well, number one, command. The speaking style of 8s is commands. All right, so command is the ability to take charge and to be able to lead, and others line up behind you and follow you. And 8s, they tend to not want to sit around and deliberate and collaborate. They tend to want to take action and move forward, and they feel like they have the right to do this, which they do. And so, command. Next would be self-assurance, confident in their decisions, confident in their abilities. And now that may not always be what's going on the inside, but 8s definitely project a sense of confidence and a sense of self-assurance. And most of us will tend to follow that because we're overthinking things while the 8s are already moving on and taking action. Next would be activators. Activators are people who make things happen. They drive action. And eights, they sit there in the meeting and they're jiggling their keys. They're like, all right, guys, we've talked enough. Let's start. And then they want to move into action and they want to get things done. So activating, moving into action and getting people to activate is something eights excel at. All of this looks like leadership. All of this moves in the realm of leadership. Next is competition. Competition, eights tend to thrive in competitive environments. Now, not every eight is competitive like a 3. Some might be more collaborative, but I think competition is something that eights might bring to the table. And then finally, significance. And not significance like I need you to tell me I'm significant, but I like to do things that I feel are important. I want to do things that make a significant contribution or that make an impact. I want to really help the kids that are the most disadvantaged. I want to help the people that are the most outcast or the most unheard or undervalued, the underdog. I want to fight for them and I want to make a real difference or a real impact for people that are really struggling, not the ones that are just crybabying. Okay, type 8s are natural born leaders who crave control and power. They're very aware of where the power centers are, and they excel in careers where they can take charge and make an impact. So CEOs, lawyers, activists, that kind of thing, and entrepreneurs. These roles allow them to advocate for what they believe in and lead with a strong sense of strength and determination. So look for roles where you can lead, advocate, and make a significant impact, because your life matters. Well, all of our lives matters, but 8s understand this, maybe a little better than some of the rest of us. Okay, type 9s, we're going to talk to you, and you guys are the ones that are like, I don't know what I want to do. Tell me what I should do. I don't know what I should do. Okay, so one of the things that's going on with type 9s is they tend to be people who bring other people together and mediate and harmonize work environments and families and churches and everything else, right? And so sometimes 9s have a hard time seeing their own strengths or that sloth sometimes gets in the way from you being able to hear what you think you should do or what you want to do. And so they tend to sometimes just look to other people and say, tell me what to do. Tell me what I should do, Mom. Tell me what I should do. Well, 9s often excel at working as mediators, therapists, ambassadors, diplomats, and creating harmonious environments around them. So think like the band leader, getting everybody to play together, everybody to harmonize. So the strengths that rise to the top for type 9s in my mind is number 1, harmony. Somebody who brings harmony that helps workplaces not get fragmented, but remain harmonious, where everybody is heard, everybody's valued, everybody feels like they're a part of things. So think HR, those kinds of jobs. And then next is adaptability. A flexibility, easygoing, goes with the flow, moves with people, moves with the rhythms, and just generally adapts themselves in order to fit in the environment they're in. And adaptability is a wonderful strength in certain jobs, okay? Connectedness, seeing how everything is connected, seeing how everybody is important, everybody needs a seat on the bus, and my actions affect other people. Empathy, the superpower of type 9s, if I remember right, is like psychic empathy, right? And so empathy, understanding and sharing the feelings of others, understanding other people's perspectives, understanding why they're frustrated, and then working to try to remedy that and help people figure out their own strategic purpose for their life. And then also number 5, includer. Ensures that everyone feels like they're a part of the group. Everybody feels like their voice is heard. Everybody feels like they're a valued member of the team. And if I was going to add another one, I'd probably add developer on here, is that 9s tend to come alongside of other people, advise and develop them, because they really do believe that other people's lives matter and they want to see other people grow and excel. So what a great list of strengths for type 9s. They often value peace and harmony, making them have ideal careers in mediation, therapy, diplomacy, advising, all of these kinds of roles, teaching. They thrive in environments where they can bring people together and they can resolve conflicts. Now, an average healthy 9 is going to run away from conflicts. They're going to run away from fragmented workforces, but a healthy 9 can move toward those things and create a sense of unity where there hasn't been unity and bring comfort and harmony into those work environments. So seek out careers where you can promote harmony, where you can work to resolve conflicts, and just make sure that you maintain your own energy in order to be able to continue doing this work. Okay, so I hope that something in this video was helpful to you. And remember that, finding a career isn't just about paying your bills. It should be about applying who you are into this world to make a difference and to make an impact, to find a job that feels meaningful and important, and a job that is making lives of other people better and is improving society and improving other people's lives. And work can feel so rewarding and so meaningful when you find something that aligns with your core values, your core motivations, and something that, you can apply your strengths in a way that changes the lives of others. And it'll feel like then a calling. Like you're not just doing your time, you're not just working a job to benefit some organization or some institution or some company, but you actually found a place where you fit and you're living your purpose in your life. So understanding your Enneagram type could be the first step in you finding the real magic, in a work career. So you want to investigate more about your type. I've got a lot of videos on my channel about all the types. I have a playlist for every type with lots of information. There's a lot of great books out there as well. The more you understand about your own type, the more you can leverage that in practical ways to improve your relationships and to improve your life. And work is just one part of your life, your career. So take this knowledge, explore the possibilities, and start moving forward in a career path that's fulfilling for you. My goal is that you have the best life possible, best relationships possible. And if this video helps in any way, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video with somebody that's maybe new to the Enneagram and learning more about their type. Maybe something that said will help them. Put your comments below that might inspire somebody else. A lot of people read these comments. So I appreciate you and I appreciate your support. Check out these videos and playlists on my channel if you want to keep going in your knowledge about yourself and the world around you. And as always, be present to life. I'll see you next time, guys. Thanks.